Good morning, this is Vaughan in Nova Scotia. I'm going to do a virtual tour of the studio showroom. Our studio's across the road and this is the showroom. And it's actually September 16th, so it's towards the end of the tourist season, which was a slower season this year with COVID anyway. But I'm just going to walk you through, so I'll post this, and if anybody sees anything, they can just give me the timestamp of the actual piece they saw. And basically I'll see if I still have it, and I'll mail it to you if you want it. Anyway, here we go. Entrance. I'll try and get close to things so that you can see them. And like I said, if you like something, just let me know. Usually these videos take about 16-17 minutes, just to give you an idea. That way you can pause it and go make some coffee. And those are two big sinks on the bottom down there. And there are sinks underneath. I'll have to build myself a special rack for these sinks for during the winter time. Should come out a little bit. Those are carved mugs in black and white. They're slip decorated basically with a clear glaze over the top. And that's one of my wife's hand painted, underglaze painted pieces. I'll do the middle shelf system first, and then I'll do the outer area. Most of these pieces are easy to ship because they're small. Larger pieces just cost a lot to ship. Those cap pieces, that's from my stencil technique that I do, which I pretty much developed myself, layering 4 different layers of clay. So that's unique to my studio that I've been doing since 1983 I developed that technique. It's pretty time consuming as a technique, which is why in all these years I've never had anybody imitate it. They just ask me how the heck I can do those pieces and charge so little. But I've become very efficient, as you saw from my other video about my studio. My whole studio is set up so that I don't spend time tidying and cleaning, because I've got a wheel for every color of clay. But I still continue to keep my studio clean. Start at the bottom down here. Those are planters and berry balls. I'm waiting for a new iPad Pro to come. I ordered it a while back and it still isn't here. So this is a little iPad, but the new one is supposed to be better. So we'll see when I start doing videos using that. Those are the stencil pieces again with the Pros, but they have some hand carving in them as well. And those are just hand painted seascape mugs. And that's where we came in. So let's zoom around. This is the front right window from the inside or the left as you were looking at it from the outside. These are baking dishes that can go in the oven, and that's a chicken roaster. We've got some large planters on the floor and a large sink as well. And the big pieces are the same as in the other videos you've probably seen. Give you a close up there. Oh, that one's tall. That's probably 4 feet tall. This is a similar one in the videos from the last time. The wall pieces don't change, whereas the pieces on the tables are selling daily, so they change. These change too, because we have sold quite a few small things. This was the season for small things. I think that collage is new of my wife's as well. I think these were in the last video too. I sell a lot of tea bowls, so a lot of these are new as well. There's a bee or a wasp in here if you can hear it on the video. Now in a normal year we sell about 35 large pieces, framed pieces, large pieces of pottery. I call large pieces over $500. But this year was really a year for small things. I think we only sold 5 large pieces. So. It's hard to view, isn't it, because of the reflections. There you go, that looks better. Reflections on the gloss glaze, as well as it's a piece that was called Reflections. Those are the 3 churches in Mahone Bay that sit together in Mahone Bay. The noodle bowls sell really well. That crow bowl is new. It's hard to see things against the window. This is a day and night version of the same bowl. Hard to see those as well because of the silhouette nature of photographing against a window. Okay, we'll take a little ride upstairs. Yeah, the weather is pretty nice here in Nova Scotia this time of the year. There you go, let's see. Jackie changed her framed pieces too, so these are new pieces. Although this one is from before. Yeah, so temperature wise it's about 70 degrees at the moment. That hurricane is meandering around in the ocean. I think it's Paulette it was called. And it's going out to the ocean, thank goodness, instead of sticking around Nova Scotia. Try and keep the reflection down a little bit. Hard, isn't it? That reflection just wants to catch the piece. We've got some more of the carved mugs, and these are brand new bowls. They're carvings as well. Looks like somebody picked that one up and it's been turned on its side. There you go, I couldn't resist. Obsessive compulsive. I've sat it the right way up. There's a right and a wrong way of looking at pottery. And the rabbit pieces I did right in the spring, and I guess they didn't do so well. In the stencil pieces, the cat pieces are the ones that sell the best. And then the dog pieces and the horse pieces. But overwhelmingly these days, it's the stoneware that sells best, which are these pieces, just the regular stoneware pieces. And that's a really nice chip and dip on the bottom down there. Those cat lamps might be new, I'm not sure if they were in the last video or not. This was definitely in the last video. I always thought that was a really nice piece that my wife did, but sometimes things stick around for ages, and other times they sell the day you put them out. These did well, obviously, because we're living on the ocean, so this was something that people seemed to respond well to. And these are Jackie's pieces, my wife. And she sold several of these. These pieces I always feel like should be in the Metropolitan Museum, well, the British Museum. They have that kind of quality. So when you come to our shop here next to our studio, we try to have something for everybody. So we do pieces that range in price from less than $10 all the way up to pieces that you know, major art pieces that will be thousands. The price structure that I use over the years is kind of a change to now. I just figure out a square inch method of pricing things, and if something is really hard to do, it will go up in price a little bit depending on the detail. That was a piece from my pottery class. I taught people how to make a castle and a dragon. It's hard to see those, I know. That's the Cove series where we've got the sky and the water, except that was picked up and turned upside down as well. A couple of hand-built sculpture teapots there. There'll be a reflection on that one, I'm sure, because they're under glass. This is a glaze and wax resist piece, as is this one. Yesterday the wind was so high that a piece blew off the shelf here yesterday from the wind and coming through the window, and it smashed it right on the floor. So I got the window cracked only a little bit open today. It was a nice tray for French bread, but it must somehow have caught the wind, which we do get pretty high around here, being on the ocean. These are under glass too, so I'm sure maybe that's not so bad. And then let's go around the corner. I'm going to do the shelf in the middle last. This will be about a 26-minute video, by the way, it's tiny. That's a reflection painting by my wife. This is hard to get in this corner, so I'll do my best. It's another wax resist piece as well. That one always reminds me of Edward Munch. Except my wife was better. Is better. tankards. It's hard to see the colour, but that is a really beautiful turquoise glaze. This is my Cove series of dinnerware, where each piece is a sort of seascape. And then my wife's tiles behind. And we've got some more sinks on the side here. And now I'll do the center island. Everybody's using sanitizer these days. We've been selling a lot of lotion pump bottles. That's a really pretty bowl. It's hard to see the colour there, but it's very pretty. The Cove series again. Chip and dip and a couple more sinks. Those are bean pots to go in the oven. Howling wolves and moose. I sold one of those large bowls yesterday. More of my my wife's pieces. Her pieces are painted one at a time with a tiny paintbrush. That's a wax resist piece in there as well. And that's a wax resist piece. And that's a folklore legend, Jake Wenzel taking his ram out to the island where they have sheep, and they take him out on a boat. He's not a legend yet. There's another sink under there as well. Baking dishes. Another wax resist piece. And there's a large sink. That's a kind of combination landscape and seascape. has the other one of those long trays like the one that blew off the shelf yesterday with the wind. Those are heavy. It must have been a pretty heavy duty wind, unless somebody dropped it, of course. More sinks. Well, we're up to 26 minutes, so I may run over by a minute by the look of it. You saw all these from the other side. And then a couple more sinks on the bottom. And voila! That's the virtual tour for September 2020. If you see anything, just give me the timestamp and send it to the email from this website. And basically it's just westcoatbellpottery.ca. And telephone number 902-693-2042. If you need anything, just give me a shout. And thank you very much for bearing with me for 28 minutes. Well, bye for now.